Ever since I stopped filming on the floor, I feel uncomfortable when I film. I have changed filming positions within this room about 6 times since I moved. I think every single video there is a different backdrop, there's a different angle. Essentially what I'm doing is like a new age room reveal where every single video you get a different angle of the room, and eventually if you stitch the videos together you will be able to create a 3D model of this room, which I know is exactly what the people want, so I'm a people pleaser. Thing is, I'm so far away from the camera. I do feel like there's some distance between us now. But there should be some distance between us because, you know, 2-meter rule and whatnot. But, like, I feel very far away from the camera. Okay, I fixed it. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like this whole experience has really brought us closer together. I should not be allowed to make jokes. Right, everyone, we're going to make this video short and sweet and to the point because the last video I posted was the length of a full TV show, and I swear to God, that drained about everything I had left in my soul. It drained my wallet. It took everything. I think I slept for like 4 hours in a 48-hour period, and me on no sleep is not fun. I mean, me on sleep isn't that much fun either, but trust me, you can still take something from nothing. That being said, that video did cost more than my monthly rent to make, so if you would like to help, there's a link. It's in the pinned comment. Please click on it. Instagram, Twitch, second channel, all there if you'd like to see my face when I don't post a video on here, which unfortunately is somewhat inevitable. My Instagram is essentially just a museum full of my face, so if you like my face, it'll be an excellent day out. If you don't, I would say put it down the bottom of your TripAdvisor to-do list. As you guys know, this week England came out of lockdown, and we've basically been in and out of a lockdown for the last year, but this was somehow the worst one. I was missing 2 of my favourite P's, pints and people. It was a nightmare. And I won't lie, that did have a massive impact on my ability to be bothered to do anything. I had absolutely no motivation to do anything. I'm one of those people that absolutely loves routine but really struggles to get into one. You can see the issue that I have. However, I have learnt over these past 22 years that the thing that really knocks me into a positive cycle of positivity and motivation is exercise. But in order to exercise, you need to be bothered to exercise. And as I have aforementioned, bothered I was not. And then I got to thinking about things that I used to do when I was younger. One of them was go outside and see people, and the other one was hula hooping. And the more I thought about it, the more I realised that hula hooping was absolutely big brain genius. There are very few forms of exercise that actually will work up a sweat that you can do while simultaneously watching Netflix. Not only that, but because lockdowns are still happening all over the globe, most of us are stuck inside with very few spaces or opportunities to exercise. I mean, there's a reason my parents got me a hula hoop. It's because it's silent. There's no weights taking up floor space. It's very thin. You can fit it behind a door if you need to. It's an effective workout that can make you sweat if you really go for it, but it doesn't involve any jumping or high impact stuff that might disturb neighbors if you're living in an apartment. Hula hooping can massively improve your stability, your balance. It can do wonders for your abdominal muscles, and it's a huge fat burning exercise. And that's just the physical stuff. Exercise isn't just important to have a physical healthy body. It's important because it's good for your brain. Exercise releases endorphins, and endorphins are one of the big chemicals in your brain that can make you happy, kind of like serotonin. Whoever thought of this was an absolute 10 out of 10 baddie. Sorry to interrupt. I'm gonna need you to pretend that I didn't forget to film this. Before we get into the video, we are gonna need to take a quick detour. A little nip around the corner. The integration corner. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Integration Corner. Today I am honoured to welcome back the apple of my eye, the cream in my coffee, my potential soulmate, Jean, Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community that allows you to explore your passion, your curiosity, your interests to an unlimited degree. This girl has range. She can go from Hebrew to animation to plant care to self-care. you know, equally important, we are talking Meryl Streep levels of range. Whatever your passion is, there is a class for it on Skillshare. And not just a class, a community, because it lets you learn with others and you can submit class work together and you can kind of join and talk about creative projects and work on them as a community. It's just such a lovely vibe. Immaculate. Now, I take classes on Skillshare on the regular, but the one that I'm taking right now is actually the part 2 to a class that I did a while ago that I actually talked about on this channel, and it's called How Not to Suck at Investing, Understanding Stocks, part 2 by Business Casual, and it's an incredible breakdown of literally everything you need to know about stocks and how the stock market works, which, especially with interest rates being what they are right now, which is incredibly low, and with the rise of r/Wall Street Bets and GameStop and all of that craziness, a lot of people are becoming interested in the stock market. But I think it's really, really important with all of this hype around it that people understand how the market actually works. This class really simply and clearly breaks down everything you need to know about investing in the stock market before you know, invest in game at $420. Would not be good. This is not financial advice, but don't do that. The first 1,000 of my subscribers to click the link in the description down below will receive 30% off an annual premium membership. And even if you've had a free trial of Skillshare premium membership before, you can still take advantage of this offer, so take advantage of it. And if all that stellar information hasn't convinced you, let me just give you a little extra bonus knowledge. Because Skillshare is specifically curated for learning, there are no ads on the site, which means you don't get annoying interruptions like that. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. I know. Come back again next month and hear the exact same joke. Thank you so much, Skillshare, for sponsoring yet another video. I will propose to you at some point, I promise. I'll buy a ring. We can make it official, baby. Back to the video. So I was looking at buying a hula hoop. I wanted to relive the glory days of my youth. So I went on Amazon and I was looking for a weighted hula hoop, and I found this one, which is the most highly reviewed on the site. But something I found super fascinating is when you scroll through the images of this hula hoop, it comes up with almost like an infographic of a comparison between the different types of exercise and how many calories you burn. And I was really shocked to find out that in just 10 minutes of hula hooping, you burn 10,000 calories. 10,000 in 10 minutes. That's like 5 days worth of caloric intake. Hula hooping really snapped. So I just want to really quickly give you guys the real caloric burn number. According to Google, a woman will burn on average 165 calories per half an hour of hula hooping, and a man around 200, which means that for 10 minutes of hula hooping for the average woman, we're looking at 55 calories burned, which is just a small difference from the advertised 10,000, but we move. And I thought we would just give it a go. You know, you, me, a hula hoop, all of us on a beautiful journey together. So my hula hoop has just arrived. It's the first time I've ever seen a spherical object fit into a rectangular one, but here we are. I feel a bit misled because, if I'm honest, this box doesn't feel particularly heavy, so oh, it's foam. These look like hair rollers. This is some nice ASMR. This is a very bougie hula hoop. I've really not got a clue about how this is supposed to fit together though, if I am being completely honest. No instruction manual, which leads me to believe this should be simple, and yet here we are. That YouTube money, guys, buys you the finer things in life, like foam padded hula hoops. There's a lot of humps and bumps in this, and I'm not sure if they're supposed to be there or if I've just built it wrong. I can't lie, the latter is the more likely of the two. I have not hula hooped in about 4 years, so we're gonna see how well this goes. I feel like I probably should have tested my hula hooping ability before committing to a whole video on hula hooping, but that would require some level of forethought and intelligence. Neither of which I have. So we're just gonna spin and pray. Ooh. Oh, there was a bit of a wobble at the beginning there, but I have to admit, I've still got it, baby. It's definitely more of a workout than my previous hula hoop was, because this is actually hard. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm somewhat getting out of breath. Right, I almost forgot. I've just got a measuring tape and I'm gonna take my waist measurement before I start doing the whole hula hooping thing, and this will count as my before. I do just want to quickly say that I'm not really doing this to see any before and after, but I know some of you might be interested in it. I want to very quickly add that I am on my period, so I'm a bit bloated, so just bear that in mind. Waist measurement is literally almost exactly 27 inches. And our waist measurement is 34, what is that? Anyone know what number that is? I really don't understand how this tape measure works. I think it's about 34.8, but if I'm honest with you, I can't read this tape measure, so I could be lying. So that's my before measurements, and I will do a little update and see if there's any changes at the end of this week. I know a lot of you are probably watching this just because you're curious and, you know, you're looking to try out potentially a different way to keep fit and healthy and active, but there is always the risk when you make videos like this that some people are going to be watching it because they're very self-critical. Just look after yourself, alright? Especially right now. I think a lot of us put on a bit of extra weight over the last year because, I don't know if you noticed, but the world kind of set fire, and I think a lot of people are becoming hyper aware of it, especially as it gets warmer. And I'd like it if you just use this as a reminder that your body got you through an incredibly tough time for everyone. And if you know, sought comfort in food and you put on a bit of extra weight as, you know, a way of protecting your mind or your body, that's okay. Self-care comes in lots of different forms, and it's not always in exercise. Sometimes it's in food, and sometimes it's in, you know, a rest day or week or month, and sometimes if that's what you need, that's what you need. So don't be hypercritical of yourself or your body. You've made it through a very tough year. However you've managed to do that is incredible. If you're looking at this video just as a way to start feeling a little bit more active, a little more uplifted, a bit more motivated, I'm here for it. But just remember, numbers don't define your self-worth even slightly. 30 minutes. Let's go! So the first day using the hula hoop, it kind of reminded me of all the reasons why I used to love hula hooping so much. I was sweating and feeling like I was working up a sweat without really feeling like I was doing anything. I know it sounds ridiculous, but the fun kind of challenge of, oh, can I keep the hula hoop up? Can I not drop it? Added to the kind of fun of the exercise, which made me want to do it more. It kind of just reminded me of when you're a kid and you exercise not because you want to see a change in your body or because you're so super conscious of being fit and healthy. You're just doing it because it's something fun to do that makes you feel good. And it kind of reminded me of the importance of finding exercises and exercise styles that you actually enjoy. I don't know why, but as I've gotten older, I've noticed that the emphasis on exercise shifts from being something that you enjoy to being something that has to be results orientated. And I think for me, part of the reason why I've been so unmotivated to exercise is because I haven't enjoyed exercising. I always thought of it as like a laborious task where I didn't want to do it because it was just like, ugh. And hula hooping kind of reminded me of all of the fun games I used to play as a kid that were exercise, but their primary goal for me wasn't exercise. It was fun. Maybe I'm biased because, you know, my main idea of fun is actually just watching Netflix, and I could do that while simultaneously hula hooping, so I've kind of just combined the two. There's been some association going on there. Good morning. Today is day 3 of hula hooping. I am yet to do it. It's over there. I have noticed in the past 2 days that there is like some pain in my abdominal muscles, and it feels like I've done a full ab workout, so it's clearly doing something. There is something going on there. It kind of aches here and then a little bit like on, if I had abs, on the sides of them. I do feel good after I've done it. I feel like I've done a workout, but I also feel like I've had the added benefit of like relaxation, if that makes sense, because I can watch TV or Netflix or whatever I want whilst doing it. It almost feels like me time. I've got the best of both worlds. Something that I didn't really remember from when I used to hula hoop before is that your arms ache. Because you're holding your arms up a lot of the time and you end up using them, thanks to hula hooping we're getting some guns going now. I probably shouldn't say that word and still expect to be monetized. I was not at all prepared for how much this would make my abs ache. I don't know if you've ever done weighted hula hooping, but it makes such a difference having some weight inside the hula hoop. Because the thing is, at the time, exercising with the hoop, it didn't really hurt. I said I worked up a sweat, and that's true, but it didn't really feel like I was in pain or I was really, really out of breath, so I wasn't really like, oh, it's doing lots. But the next morning, boy, did I hurt. I felt like I'd been punched in the stomach, and not in like a fun erotic way. It was painful. As the week went on, I started to notice more and more the definition in my abs coming out. I have spoken in previous videos about my muscle memory and the fact that I'm very fortunate to have muscles that as soon as I start working out or testing them in a certain way, I see the change and results near enough instantly. And I know that's not the same for a lot of people, and I consider myself very blessed in that. Results can cause a lot of motivation to arise in and of themselves for a lot of people. So not seeing results can really have an impact on your motivation if, you know, you are working really hard. You shouldn't let it though, because not all results are physical, and that's what I'm about to talk about. The biggest improvement or change wasn't physical at all. It was in my mental clarity. Because I had worked in watching YouTube or Netflix with this exercise, it kind of served as a downtime almost, because I didn't feel bad about watching TV or whatever because I was exercising, so it was a productive use of time, and it meant that I was really working into my day times of self-care. Physical self-care in terms of the hula hooping, but also mental self-care in terms of just taking a breather from work, whether it be YouTube or Twitch or uni, and just switching off a bit. And this downtime, in combination with the fact that I was actually exercising, I was sweating, I was getting endorphins, it had the most incredible impact on my motivation and my happiness, and I cannot fully explain to you how good I felt. That was truly where I saw the greatest result, but I know that that's not what a lot of you came and clicked on this video for, so I will show you the other results now. After a week of hula hooping, my waist shrunk by about an inch, which is very bizarre because I did not expect to see a change that dramatic, but then again, hula hooping exclusively focuses on that part of your body, so it kind of makes sense. I didn't expect it to be that fast or dramatic, to be honest with you. Maybe that Amazon infographic was right after all, and you know, hula hooping does actually burn 10,000 calories a minute. For legal reasons, that's a joke. Overall, this was a really wonderful experience for me. I fully recommend that you guys give this a try if you are feeling down and you want to kickstart some motivation. It's also a really great low impact form of exercise, so if you are suffering from an injury or you live in an apartment and you can't make much noise, this is a really, really great option. And if you are a regular on Twitch, you'll know how important it was to find a form of exercise that was not going to disturb our neighbours. Because my God, our neighbours beneath us don't want us to walk at night. That is how severe this has become. So please make sure you check out Skillshare, because I will need to be moving apartments soon. I know this video was a lot more chill and a lot less information heavy than my regular videos, but I just needed a fun one. I needed a fun, fruity, fresh fun one. I already said fun, but... and this was what this was, you know, this was what I needed. I hope it was what you needed, but if it wasn't, I guess that's why the dislike button exists. I mean, you can press it if you want to. I won't be mad. I'll be hurt instead. As always, let me know down below if you have any experience hula hooping, if you enjoy it, if you don't enjoy it, any issues that you've had, or fun little bonus, if you also have really, really difficult neighbors. I need a support group. We need to all get together and we need to talk about it. If you did like the video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. You don't actually have to do it, just consider it, and that I will consider that a win. And I don't know if you knew this, but subscribing is actually free. So if you want to do that, I'm just letting you know, it's free to press the button. I mean, of course, it is also free not to press the button, but I would prefer if you did. Have a wonderful day. Don't forget to hydrate. Drink that water. Your cells are gagging for it. Food is fuel. Have some, please. Look after yourself, and see you in the next one. Kisses to your mother.